So here you can see how I'm lapping the 9900K. I have placed the CPU upside down towards a 200 grit sandpaper, which is placed on a very large mirror by just using normal duct tape. So the idea is to lap the CPU against as flat surface as possible, and the most flat surface I could find was an old and fairly large mirror, which I have now placed on the floor. So the idea is very simple. You just have to move the CPU against the sandpaper, like back and forth, without applying any force. I have added some water on the sandpaper so I can use the sandpaper longer, and I personally think that the end result is just better when using water instead of just doing it dry. So how I just do it is I move the CPU back and forth just like this without applying any force. So I let it move by its own weight, and I will use the most hard sandpaper or the lowest grit until I have exposed the entire IHS to bare copper. So if we now look the IHS, I have not done this that long yet, so it's not hard to focus, but I'm trying. But anyways, you can somewhat see that only small parts of the IHS have exposed under the nickel plating. So once I have got this to bare copper, then I will move to more fine grits like 400, 800, 1200 and even 2000 grit. I also have even finer options like 5000 or 6000 grits, but the end result doesn't really change after 2000 grit option. But yeah, I will keep doing this until I have got to bare copper. Then I will move to finer grits, and once I am ready with the end result, then I will put the CPU back to the motherboard socket, and we can then test the temperatures again and see if there's any improvement. Normally you could get like a few degree improvement by doing this. Of course it's not much considering the time and effort when doing this, but anyways it's sometimes needed to get a better end result, especially on LN2. So and the IHS quality definitely varies on CPUs. Back in the day, during 775 days, you could get even much higher improvements by doing this. But nowadays the IHS quality variance seems to be much smaller. So we will see if we get any improvement. But yeah, I'll keep doing this and I will get back to you once I'm ready with the end result. And that's how it looks like when the nickel has been removed and the IHS is just bare copper. Here the IHS looks pretty much like mirror. I did finish it with 8000 grit sandpaper. There's like a little small scratch on the middle, so I'm not sure if this is the perfect end result, but I'll try this now and see if there's any improvement. But so far it looks quite nice. So right now we are in the OS again. So the first attempt sort of failed. It wasn't so good, or it was pretty much the same as the original temperature result. So I tried again. I lapped the CPU even more with 600 grit, and now finalized it with 1200 grit. It easily can go wrong if there's like some particles under the sandpaper on the surface you lap against, so it can actually come a little bit uneven. So I tried it again. So now I'm running it with the 1200 grit end result, and room temperature is like 1 degree cooler than before, and the overall temperature result looks to be like sort of like maybe 1 degree better. So the difference is pretty much next to nothing. So you could almost say that lapping is really not worth it. There's not that much you can improve by making the top surface or the IHS surface even better. The area where the possible gain is between the IHS and the CPU die. As we saw from Debauer's videos, you can actually gain a lot in temperatures by deleting the CPU and running liquid metal, and instead of the solder, and making the die even lower. So that's really the area where the possible gain is. Of course, I will not be doing that because I want to keep the CPU soldered for sub-zero overclocking purposes, as normal conventional thermal pastes do not beat the solder when it comes to LN2 overclocking. So yeah, that's pretty much the end result. I'm looking forward to see if I can get any better end clock with the lapped IHS on LN2. For example, if I got 6.94 previously on Cinebench, maybe I can get 6.95 or 6.96, but we will see. Maybe the end result is exactly the same, as this temperature difference is pretty much next to nothing. So yeah, that's how it goes. So there's not any point on lapping the CPU when you will lose your warranty when you lap the stock IHS. If you have a CPU that is not soldered, it's much better option to just buy a high quality custom IHS than to lap the original IHS, as you can save the possible warranty for RMA by keeping the stock IHS in the original condition. But yeah, if you like to see this test, then please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.